Thank you, Zimbabwe, for tuning into yet another informative edition of your program. This is Agricultural New Directions, Agribusiness, in support of Vision 2030, where we discuss everything agriculture here in Zimbabwe. Now, if you look at it through the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, the government of Zimbabwe has been making strides to ensure that Zimbabwean farmers are capacitated in terms of knowledge acquisition and the use of technology to promote production and productivity in our various entities as a country. Now today we are going to be looking at how technology and e-learning can be used to ensure that the Zimbabwean farmers remain equipped and relevant in our society. We are moving towards issues surrounding the use of technology and embracing it to promote production and productivity. And as such, today we are going to be looking at the importance, the advantages that come with e-learning for our Zimbabwean farmers. Stay tuned. At this point in time, we are going to have a listen to what the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development has to say to us, our Zimbabwean farmers, in terms of embracing technologies and e-learning for our Zimbabwean farmers. You would find that we do have farmers in marginalized areas, in rural areas, those that want to acquire skills to ensure that they are also relevant and productive, but they might not have the funds or the resources to travel from wherever they are to the various agricultural colleges that we have. And as such, we are saying, as long as you have a smartphone, as long as you have a laptop, you can acquire this knowledge and remain relevant in the industry. We are going to cross over. Stay tuned.
Good morning to you all. It is indeed a great pleasure to officiate at this momentous occasion where the Ministry is launching the Zimbabwe Online Agricultural College, now in short, the ZOAC. The consummation of this initiative was born out of the need to address capacity gaps within and among the farming communities, especially the beneficiaries of the land reform, A1 and A2 models, and obviously all the other settlement or agriculture settlement models. Knowledge and skills development is the bedrock of the current agriculture transformation and rural development thrusts that are expected to usher Zimbabweans into an upper and middle income status by 2030, which is the Zimbabwe's Vision 2030, as eloquently pronounced by His Excellency the Big Boss, the President, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa. Having a prosperous and empowered upper middle income society will ensure citizens of better job opportunities and a high quality of life, with no one and no place being left behind. The agriculture sector is poised to do that, and this is the opportune time to tick all the critical boxes in the agriculture transformation toolkit, including capacitating all key stakeholders with the requisite knowledge set and skills set. Agriculture sector offers huge opportunities, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, to transform livelihoods, and appropriate skills and skill development will ensure us to achieve some of the Vision 2030, in fact, most of the Vision 2030 aspirations, such as food security, and obviously with the slant towards a food self-sufficiency and food sovereignty, and then of course economic development, the growth of the rural economy, that is rural development, generation of diversified basket of exports, incomes. Remember, Vision 2030 is all about incomes as well as other issues and imperatives such as employment creation and so on. Each agriculture value chain and value node requires a unique set of skills and competencies. The agrarian and the land reform ballooned the demand for new skills and knowledge sets to service about 21,000 A2 farmers as well as 360,000 A1 farmers. Over 90% of these farm beneficiaries, or the beneficiaries of the land reform, are non-agriculturalists by training, that is, but aspiring to be fully fledged farm business owners, that is, agriculture business men and women. So we want, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, to convert from being land owners and land holders to being real farm business men and women. These will drive the agriculture transformation agenda for us and will power our journey towards Vision 2030, and in our case, agriculture. We have been smashing a lot of records in the livestock subspace, in the crops production, food crops production subspace, and tobacco, and so forth and so forth. We have been smashing a lot of records. So you can imagine that the country is now food secure. So you did incredibly well, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, but now the challenge and the expectation bar is now very high. We need to do even more. And that's the reason why we have our theme and creed, which we agreed this year, that is going for growth. But obviously next year we need to go for better growth, certainly. So that will be our creed for next year, and in fact starting this coming and oncoming summer season. So you can also imagine that in terms of our exports from the golden leaf, we are projecting about 1.6 billion US dollars, in fact over 1.6 billion US dollars. That is from 991 million US dollars achieved in 2022, that is last year. So we are going for growth in terms of every aspect and every imperative across the agriculture subspace. And like I say, the expectation bar is now very high. We need to go for better growth, and here's our new creed and theme for next year, not this year, is to go for better growth. Then obviously, in terms of other export crops like horticulture and so on, prior to 2020, we were hovering around 30-40 million US dollars in terms of exports from the horticulture subspace. But now we are now looking at numbers in the beyonds of 70 million US dollars. But of course, we need to go for better growth next year, because our target by 2024-2025 is obviously about 150 million US dollars in terms of horticultural exports. So we are going for growth in terms of that respect. But also, even in terms of cotton, we are going for growth as well. It was a dead sector in 2015-16 season, but now it's a 70 million US dollar export value chain. So we are going for growth in many aspects across the agriculture space. Fisheries, I know Magumba will feel bad. Yes, we need to go for better growth, and other sectors as well, we need to go for better growth. Livestock-wise, we are growing at the rate of 2 to 3% per year, which is quite incredible. Albeit, obviously, the challenges which are dealt with the subsector in terms of the general disease and other tick-borne-related stages and so on and so on. But still, we are going for growth, and we need, Dr. Nika, we need to go for better growth as we get into the next year, especially with regards to managing tick-borne-related diseases, general disease, and other tick-borne-related diseases. Because we know this is a fundamental tool in the livestock transformation toolkit. So we need to do the same. We need to reduce the mortality numbers and so on and so on.
Thank you, Zimbabwe, for staying tuned to Agricultural New Directions, Agribusiness, in support of Vision 2030. We are looking at embracing e-learning in our agricultural fraternity. You would find that we might have farmers in the forms of lawyers, engineers, but at the same time, they still want to acquire agricultural knowledge so that their production margins increase as we go. Now, viewers, we encourage you to be a part of these conversations. Feel free to get in touch with the producer, Wadzanai Manyore. It's on 0772-807-506. Alternatively, you can like our Facebook page, Agribusiness with Wadzanai. Leave your comments and suggestions. They are most welcome to us on our YouTube channel, Agribusiness 110. Make a follow-up on this episode and more. Our YouTube channel is Agribusiness with Wadzanai. Stay tuned.
Recently, government overhauled the education curricula to close capacity gaps covering all aspects of farming, namely farm management, farming as a business, among men targeting farm owners and farm managers. The transition is from agricultural education 2.0, like what our colleague from UZ, Professor Mvumi, said, from agricultural education 2.0, whose outputs were mainly trainers and extensionists, to agriculture education for development 5.0, that is AE4D 5.0 curriculum, which focuses on 5 objectives, namely training, number 2, business advisory, number 3, research, number 4, innovation, and lastly but not least, and most importantly, entrepreneurship. So our focus, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, is not to create, through our agriculture collegial system, is not to create employment seekers, but actually to create employees. As I alluded to earlier, the Zimbabwe Online Agricultural College, which is the 9th agricultural college, was established to increase the reach of agricultural education for development, that is AE4D 5.0, to those who need it the most, that is the farm owners, as well as the farm managers or the farm workers. So it is a virtual college that capitalizes on ICT advances to ensure that learners can learn from anywhere, even in the comfort of their farms and their fields, and at their convenience, most importantly. So the Agricultural Education for Development 5.0 is anchored on learning by demonstration, inquiry and practice as opposed to instruction. So a team of assessors will then track progress in terms of practical application of acquired skills and knowledge on the participants' farming operations. So colleagues, going for growth, and that is going for growth farm by farm, agriculture value chain by agriculture value chain, requires and entails us to leave no stone unturned. And as such, farmers are therefore called upon to capitalize on this new development to acquire new skills and capacitating their own workers. This dovetails with the thrust under the Agriculture Information Management System, whereby ministry can also interact academically with its stakeholders, mainly the farmers, imparting essential skills and tracking the impact of the training, especially in their fields and in their operations. Reinforcement measures will be taken to ensure that subject matter is well understood and farming practices are done correctly. These are smart agriculture themes. So we are now doing GPS and precision agriculture is now practiced in Zimbabwe. I know in Marsh West we have about 5 or 6 farmers. In Marsh Central, I think there's only one, who is me, who is doing GPS and satellite precision farming and so on and so on. And maybe with Anaglenara estates and so on and so on. So in Zimbabwe, we are adopting these Internet of Things and tapping into the advances of Internet and ICTs, most importantly. I know I saw Gumbo here. We have the online Zimbabwe Hub, which is which houses the online and in-service training program for our extension force, and it's an incredible platform, a very rich platform as well. And then we also have the Agric Tips 365 platform. I'm sure you see some boring stuff from Professor Giri every day on your WhatsApp. It's boring, but very, very incredible and very, very important. We need that. We need to close the knowledge and skill sets gap and the information gap so that we power our chances of achieving and of transforming the agriculture more sustainably as we journey towards Vision 2030. So very soon, Professor Jiren teams will be launching the Agric Tips mobile app on your mobile gadgets and so on and so on. Ministry is alive to the huge task ahead. In line with the whole of government approach, it has partnered with the University of Zimbabwe through the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, ZANET, through Ministry of ICT, Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, funding and bankrolling all these efforts and work streams is just incredible, and this is thanks to the whole of government approach. The mutual beneficial partnership ensures the Zimbabwe Online Agricultural College, that is ZOAC, and its campuses produce well-rounded, grounded, polished, and knowledgeable and skilled and entrepreneurial graduates. Since these graduates are already farmers on farm, or farm managers on the farms, it is essential to note that the learning curve will be shortened since they are already practicing farming. Experiences gained over the years will enrich interactions and proffer solutions on context-specific issues as experienced by farmers across diverse farming environments and communities. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I regard this undertaking as aims and agriculture and food systems transformation strategy, as well as agriculture education for development 5.0 at play and in motion. This is part of digitizing and modernizing agricultural learning. We are going digital, and definitely we are going digital. I'm informed that out of the projected first cohort target of about up to 80 or so, that was initially our plan or a projection in terms of the size of the first cohort, but so far we have received about 125 applications and applicants, and I want to challenge Dr. Ndodofema and your teams to process those. We need to create bigger capacity, maybe even to host maybe even up to 150 or so, or even 200 if it is possible. So we need to be doing the same, and I challenge the interim coordination team to make sure that we have that at the back of our minds. In fact, let's process all and even on board even more. But let's make sure that we create the best capacity for us to be able to host more farmers and more participants. So colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I know most of you were waiting to hear this, and in conclusion, certainly in conclusion. So here is wishing to the success of the Zimbabwe Online Agricultural College and consolidating on the success of our resulting land reform process and program. And ladies and gentlemen, I therefore declare the Zimbabwe Online Agricultural College officially launched and look forward to the first cohort and obviously to a brighter future. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And of course, Dr. Dandofema and your team, well done and congratulations, Makorokoto Amkro.
And on that note, we have come to the end of the second segment. We're going to go on a short commercial break. We'll be right back with this and more in the third and final segment. Stay tuned. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for staying tuned to Agricultural New Directions, Agribusiness in support of Vision 2030, where we are looking at how farmers in the agricultural fraternity here in Zimbabwe can embrace technological advancements. We are looking at e-learning for our farmers here in Zimbabwe. At this point in time, I've taken the liberty of inviting one of the principals of the 8 agricultural colleges that are being owned by the government. This is Dr. Maxwell Munyangani. He is the principal of Rio Tinto here in Zimbabwe. Dr. Munyangani, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. What a night.
Now, Dr. Munyangani, you would find that we do have farmers here in Zimbabwe, some who are commercial farmers, but they never actually went to school for it to acquire knowledge in agriculture. They do not have maybe certificates, diplomas, or degrees in agriculture, but they are still doing well at their farms. Looking at this e-online platform that you are launching, can you talk to us in terms of how it is going to enhance their production systems, production and productivity? You would find that as a government, we are talking about mechanisms and techniques that we can apply and employ to ensure that farmers are viable and sustainable in their enterprises. Now, the purpose of this platform for that farmer we are talking about, he might be a lawyer, an accountant, a doctor, but at the same time he is into farming. Can you talk to us in terms of that?
Yeah, we have a program tailor-made for executives and professionals, and this program covers policy issues, business management issues, and the basics of good agronomic practices. So this doesn't go into detail of the technical aspects of agriculture. Mm-hmm. The technical aspects are covered in the program, which is designed for the farm managers and the farm supervisors. Mm-hmm. But we do have a program which is designed to address the needs of managers. Okay. And farm owners. Okay. Now, yes.
Dr. Munyangani, as we dive deeper into our conversation, you would find that this is another college that you are operating, that you are launching today, which is based on e-learning. How you, as heads of these existing colleges that are in physical form, how is this online platform going to be working? How are you as principals, as the existing colleges, going to ensure that this platform is a success and you are moving towards enhancing the government policy of employing strategies and tactics that are suitable for the Zimbabwean farmer?
Yeah, the 8 brick and mortar colleges are critical partners to this program. They are the ones which was the physical campuses for the 9 colleges, the 9th college. And they also have, that's where we have the focal persons for the programs. And these are the colleges which will oversee the field work of the students. They will monitor the practicals. They will also monitor the projects for the students. And they are critical in the assessment of the students as well.
Okay. Finally, as we round off this segment, Dr. Munyangani, your word of advice to that Zimbabwean farmer who's watching. Our platform is comprised of a lot of farmers, those that come in sometimes with questions, sometimes with zeal and curiosity of how they can ensure that they are viable and sustainable. As we round off this segment, can you talk to us and talk to the Zimbabwean farmer who's watching in terms of this platform that is being launched specifically for them?
Yes, the platform is designed to empower them. It's designed to increase access for the farmer to knowledge, information, and also to allow them to venture into good agronomic practices. The farmer should be free to engage the 9th online college through the different colleges that we have across the country, the 8 colleges that are there. Feel free to engage us. We are prepared to serve you. And it's an opportunity for the farmer to have access to information, to have access to agricultural skills from wherever they are.
Okay.
So I think that's an opportunity for all of us within the farming fraternity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Minyangani. It was a pleasure having you with us today.
Thank you, Watanai.
Thank you, Zimbabwe, for staying tuned to Agriculture Directions, Agribusiness in support of Vision 2030. We are here in the third and final segment of your program, and at this point in time I've taken the liberty of inviting a seasoned farmer, Mr. Chavundura. Mr. Chavundura, thank you for joining us today.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes. As we get into our discussion, I understand that you are a farmer, and here we have the government making strides to ensure that the Zimbabwean farmer is capacitated. What is your take in terms of this e-online platform that is being launched for the sake of existing farmers in the system? We do have farmers in the rural areas, those that might not have gone to school or to acquired education in terms of agriculture. But now we have the government coming in with a platform that is specifically designed for those farmers. What is your take on that? What do you think are the advantages or the importance of this platform for our Zimbabwean farmers?
I think it's a very good opportunity for us farmers to get to know farming as a business. You know, traditionally as farmers we used to just do our farming but not really going deep into or taking farming as a business. And this is an opportunity for us to learn that. And as well as getting information, actual information, the technicals, the techniques, innovations of new and latest methods of farming.
Yes. Now, Mr. Chavundura, I understand that you as a farmer, Munema groups, you do have your own society, you do have your own community. Looking at technology and the embracing of the new advancements that are coming in, especially looking at our government, what has been the uptake of technology like in farming communities? How are farmers, especially farmers in your generation, how are they looking at the new technological advancements that are being designed specifically for them? What is your take in terms of how farmers are embracing technology? What is the atmosphere like? Do they like it? Are they shunning away from it? What is it like in the environment?
Farmers, we are getting into technology. For example, we've got computers, we've got cell phones. We do a lot of research as to markets and things like that using our computers, and we are getting the latest information, knowledge about agriculture from our computers and laptops.
Thank you so much, Chavundura. It was a pleasure having you with us today.
Thank you very much.
There you heard it, viewers. Today we are looking at the importance of e-learning platforms that are being availed for our farming community in Zimbabwe through the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development right here in Zimbabwe. From me, your host for Zana. I'm also on Instagram, Mr. W. Manyore, and the crew behind the scenes. Have yourselves a fabulous evening. Thank you for watching.